Hi, my name is Bourel, and every Thursday evening at the Anglican Church in St Barts, the meditation group that I lead has been meeting for well over a decade. And speaking to the church director, Philip Trangman, we decided to continue this practice even though the conditions of our planetary life, of our planetary community have changed. So first of all, I would like to welcome each of you into our virtual meditation space. I'm in St. Barts. You're at home. And if you're following us from some remote area, welcome. I hope that you and your family are all safe. I know that we're all thinking about one another and taking all of the precautionary measures that we need for containment. One of those measures is the distancing. And social distancing for a people that are so used to touching and coming together can be really dissettling. It can feel lonely, it can feel empty. So it's helpful to look at some of these feelings that are coming up and to create a container safe enough, large enough, non-judgmental enough to let them come up. So I'm going to invite you to separate your legs hips width apart. Find yourself in a comfortable chair. And if you prefer to meditate on the floor, you can also settle into your sitting bones. I'll be talking as if you are in a chair, and if you do decide to meditate on a cushion, on the floor, please just translate the instructions to fit your needs. Take a moment to feel your body, to let it drop. You might even want to take a moment to sigh. And notice in that part of you that sighs, and the muscles that are involved in the sighing, if a sound comes out or if the diaphragm feels tight, rigid, unmoving. And try again, take an in-breath, fill the lungs, and again, and as the sound comes out, let it drop into the feet, let it drop into the knees, into the hips. Close your eyes for a moment and feel that you are dropping into something steady. The floor is steady, the ground is steady. And with so many moving parts lately, this sense of groundedness, of centering, of anchoring will be very important. So just allow that sensation. Feel your way into the lower belly. Notice if it is rigid and unmoving. Very gently, begin to usher breath into this area. So as you inhale through the nose, and as you exhale through the nose, begin to feel the body response to that drawing in and that letting go of breath. To that drawing in and to the letting go of breath. With your eyes closed on the in-breath, begin to feel that the lungs know how to fill. with air, with that vital prana, that vital life energy. And as you exhale, you're able to let go of what you no longer need. And so there's a continuity of the in-breath, drawing in, receiving, and the out-breath, letting go. Sometimes, because of our preparedness, we've been stockpiling, gathering, filling our pantries. But if you treat your breath like that, if you start to stockpile your inhale or hold your breath, the vital signs that you need internally to keep the breath going won't be accurately delivered or received. So we're working with the flow. That deep, soft inhale. Trust it. And the gentle, easy exhale. So even though the world has changed, that basic vocabulary of expansion on the in-breath and contraction on the out-breath gives me a sense of continuity. Go back to the feet. Do you feel that as you start to breathe mindfully, you settle into this sense of groundedness? That perhaps some of the anxiety or the uncertainty that you may be feeling amidst all of these changes becomes a little bit more bearable. That we can go to places that are familiar to us, like the breath. And there is self-care and self-soothing in this. I am safe on every in-breath. I am safe on every out-breath. Begin to feel the chest opening. And if worry and concern has started collapsing the rib cage, the spine, feel your spine starting to tendril its way up, like a vine, beginning to decompress so that any pressure bearing down on the spine releases. And you can begin to feel that between each of your vertebrae, there is space. And as you travel up that space from the root of the spine upward towards the chest, can you feel that the muscles around the chest that sometimes get tight under stress begin to shift, to loosen, to soften, and that the change agent is really breath. So subtle, So breathing in, and then letting go as you breathe out. The shoulders begin to drop as you internally repeat to yourself, I am safe, on the inhale. And I am safe on the exhale. As the shoulders drop, as the head begins to lift, we can see past the fear and start to feel how we are really in this together. And how precious our lives are, and how precious those with whom we share our life are. And so this sense of opening allows you to feel your way not only into the worry, into the concern, but also into the love that you feel for all of the people in your life. Your family, your friends, your colleagues, your pets, the people in your community. As the shoulders drop, the tips of the shoulder blades begin to gently slide down your back as if they were settling. And then gently take the jaw line, slide it back a little bit, as if you were propping the head up a little bit better on the cervical vertebra. And you can feel that that's happening because the back of the neck begins to open and lift as the tip of the chin begins to drop slowly down. And lengthening the back of the neck helps to vascularize the brain, helps to oxygenate the brain. When I was young, when my brothers and sisters and I were little, it was my father who would make us breakfast every morning. Before we'd go to school, we'd sit around the table while my mother, who also worked, was getting ready. And my father would make us toast with butter. And then he would ask the question, tea from the east or tea from the west? Our tea came from a supermarket, and it had a name, Lipton. But every morning, my father would turn tea into a ritual. And we had the opportunity every morning to choose. In that simple choice, tea from the east or tea from the west, there was a sense of power of stepping into how we wanted to live our day. as you find yourself on the threshold of all of these changes, you can feel your feet and your groundedness, and you can feel your own breath and your own body and your own mind. And one of the greatest and most powerful things that we can do in stormy times is to stay centered and calm. We can choose to lose our bearings, get swept away, or we can choose through these dramatic events, evolution and growth. Tea from the east, tea from the west.